CrossFit Dreams, a wife's journey to a global competition tour. For Emma Calloway, CrossFit was never just a pastime, it was a way of life. From the moment she stepped into the gym years ago, drawn in by the raw intensity and camaraderie of the sport, she knew she had found her calling. What started as a casual way to stay fit had evolved into an all-consuming pursuit of excellence, one that had not only reshaped her physique but also forged an unbreakable bond with her husband, Jake, a former powerlifter turned CrossFit coach. Together, they had built a life around functional fitness, high-intensity training, and the relentless pursuit of self-improvement. But Emma had her sights set on something bigger. She wasn't content with dominating local competitions or making waves at regional events. She wanted to take on the world's best athletes, to push her limits on the grandest stage. And so, she hatched a plan, a CrossFit World Tour, where she would travel across continents, competing in elite-level throwdowns, experiencing different training methodologies, and immersing herself in the global CrossFit culture. Laying the groundwork. Planning an international tour of competitions was no small feat. There were logistics to hammer out, sponsorships to secure, and rigorous training schedules to uphold. Emma knew she couldn't just wing it, every detail had to be meticulously thought through. She spent weeks researching sanctioned events, from the Dubai CrossFit Championship to the Wodapalooza Fitness Festival in Miami, mapping out a strategy that would maximize her chances of qualifying for the CrossFit Games. Visas, accommodation, entry fees, and travel expenses piled up, but she refused to let the mountain of planning deter her. Jake, ever the strategist, helped her fine-tune her programming, ensuring that she peaked at the right moments without burning out. They incorporated altitude training for competitions in high-elevation locations, adjusted her nutrition to combat long-haul flights, and even scheduled recovery weeks to avoid overtraining syndrome. The balancing act. Being a CrossFit wife meant walking a tightrope between personal ambition and marital partnership. While Jake was her biggest supporter, Emma knew that prolonged time away from home would test their relationship. They had always been a team, spotting each other during brutal WODs, meal prepping together, breaking down movement techniques late into the night, but a global competition tour meant long stretches of separation. Still, they made it work. Jake would fly out for the bigger competitions, serving as both coach and emotional anchor. They set up daily check-ins, video breakdowns of her training sessions, and even virtual mobility drills to stay connected across time zones. Adapting to the unknown. Each stop on her tour brought its own unique challenges. In Europe, she battled unfamiliar climates and jet lag. In Asia, she had to tweak her diet due to the lack of her usual supplements. In South America, she grappled with altitude sickness and unexpected equipment variations. But she adapted, using every setback as a learning experience, refusing to let anything derail her momentum. She also learned to lean into the CrossFit community, training at iconic boxes around the world, soaking in new coaching philosophies and movement techniques. She threw down against international competitors, gaining insight into different pacing strategies, breathing techniques, and mental approaches. The final showdown. Months of grueling workouts, relentless travel, and unwavering dedication culminated in her biggest test yet, the CrossFit Games qualifiers. Every muscle fiber screamed in protest as she tackled the brutal workouts, but she refused to back down. She had slogged through countless AMRAPs, suffered through punishing metcons, and pushed past her limits time and time again. She wasn't about to let fatigue, doubt, or nerves steal her moment. As she crossed the finish line of her final event, lungs burning, legs shaking, she knew, no matter the outcome, she had given everything. The journey continues. Emma's CrossFit World Tour had been more than just a competition circuit. It had been a journey of resilience, adaptation, and self-discovery. She had proven to herself that she could hold her own on the global stage, that she could push past mental and physical barriers, and that she could chase her dreams without losing sight of who she was. And as she stood there, drenched in sweat, surrounded by the roar of the crowd, she knew one thing for sure: this was only the beginning.